How to beat stress. Two of the very common themes I come across in executive coaching is how to change the relationship with yourself and with stress, and why do we beat ourselves up? What positive purpose could it possibly serve? In this month's blog, I'll explore these scenarios for you. Hi, I'm Josie Thomson. I'm a multi-award-winning coach, mindset and resilience expert, author and 2 times cancer survivor. Based on my own observations, I believe people beat themselves up for a few reasons. Firstly, they don't know any different. Secondly, it's become a habit. And thirdly, there's too little inner nurturance. Now, these forces in the mind and in practice are out of balance. Why? For multiple reasons, including individual differences in nature, nurture, and temperament. Some people were modelled particular modes of behaviour and have naturally adopted those practices. Over time, these patterns simply become habits, automated practice of thought and behaviour. Some people are more prone to anxiety and grumpiness too. But for most people, the primary sources are what they have internalized, especially as a child, from their family, from peers, environments, and even their culture. Then, once harsh self-criticism has been programmed in by constant repetition and internalized, along with insufficient practices of self-nurturance, beating yourself up can take on a life of its own, both as a programmed habit and as a way of self-preservation, a way of avoiding the possibility of making a mistake or looking bad in front of other people. So, what can we do about this? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is part of the premise of my new book, which I've co-authored with Dr. Jeffrey Schwartz. He's a leading neuroscientist in the field of OCD and neuroplasticity, and Art Kleiner. He's the editor-in-chief of Strategy and Business magazine. And in our book, The Wise Advocate, The Inner Voice of Strategic Leadership, we focus on ways of building up your inner wise voice and nurturer so that you can readily and easily stand up against your inner critic and outer critics too. The good news is that the basic features of our temperament or personality are actually malleable. I'm still a reasonably thoughtful, joyful, generous, and sometimes shy and introverted, inclined towards some anxiety kind of girl, just like I was at high school. How we relate to our core personality can change dramatically over time. For example, shyness, social anxiety may still arise, but alongside it, we can cultivate self-confidence, an internal sense of allies, self-acceptance, distress tolerance, disidentification from the shyness, and other resources so that we can feel and know how we can act in a socially challenging situation much better. Here are 3 ways to reduce stress. You can begin to transform your experience and relationship to stress 3 ways: out in the world, in the body, and also in the mind. All 3 are important. For example, a person can reduce stress by leaving a work situation that has particularly stressful challenges and relationships in it. And for this context, I'd focus on 3 methods inside the mind. Obviously, what is most effective in the mind will depend on the person and the situation. And we need to recognize that challenges need not be experienced as stressors. For one person, a promotion with new responsibilities like challenge could feel demanding, intense, and like a lot of hard work, but not feel significantly stressful. For a different person, that same challenge could feel really stressful. So the body tenses up, there's an unpleasant sense of pressure, negative emotions like anxiety or irritability can also come up. So here are my top 3 stress buster suggestions. First of all, deep and slow breathing. relaxing and releasing tension in the body as well. The second point is turning towards some authentic positive experience. Taking a walk in nature, eating something good, taking a shower, thinking of someone or something you feel grateful for, or smelling something really nice. And the third tip is giving or receiving loving kindness. Any form of caring and kindness is good. For example, feeling included, seen, appreciated, thought about, liked, or loved. We evolved to handle brief bursts of stress for immediate survival purposes, but chronic stress, even mild to moderate, or especially over an extended period of time, has deleterious effects on our long-term physical, emotional, and mental health. So remember, negative emotions are stressful in their own right. It wears on the body and mind to be chronically anxious, frustrated, irritated, hurt, and insecure. We do have choices about how we attend to circumstances and situations. We must be mindful of how we direct our focus and attention and the inner narrative we shape our experiences with. If you'd like to get a solid handle on managing your inner narrative to be a more adaptive and helpful, check out my new book, The Wise Advocate. It's available now on Amazon. My co-authors and I are also available for keynotes and workshops, and will soon have licensed trainings for coaches and practitioners and organisations available. Express your interests. I also have a range of personal empowerment workshops and free webinars I facilitate on a regular basis. You can check them out over at josiethomson.com. And until next time, remember, you are not defined by your circumstances, you're created by them. And it's not what happens to you that defines you, it's how you respond that counts. Shine on.